My name is Claire. I'm 48 years old, and this is not just a story. It's a journey through love, betrayal, and the strange, quiet road to forgiveness. I met Tom in the most ordinary place, a small coffee shop on a rainy Thursday. I was sitting by the window reading a worn paperback when he walked up and said, "Do you like that book?" I looked up. He had kind eyes, a soft, unsure smile. "Yes," I said. "It's one of my favorites." That's how it began. We talked for an hour that day about books, music, dreams. He loved the woods, just like me. He said he always wanted a big family. I laughed, surprised at the coincidence. 1 week later, we met again, and then again. Soon we were inseparable. After a year, we got married. My dress was simple. His hand was steady in mine. "I'll love you forever," he whispered, and I believed him. We moved into a tiny house on a quiet street outside of town. It wasn't much, but it was ours. Tom worked as a high school teacher. I arranged flowers at a small shop. Every morning, he kissed my forehead before heading out. Every evening, we watched the sun melt behind the trees. Then came our daughters, Abby and Sophie. He called them my little stars. He read to them every night, helped with homework, made pancakes shaped like hearts. I stayed busy, cooking, folding laundry, tending to scraped knees and birthday parties. But I was happy, safe, loved. Tom wasn't a man of grand gestures, no roses or poems. But he'd say things like, "Don't forget your jacket. It's chilly." Or, "Sit down. I'll do the dishes tonight." That was his love, quiet, constant. When the girls got older, I returned to full-time work. Tom switched jobs too. He joined a corporate firm in the city. That's when things started to shift. He came home late. He stopped joking around. When I asked if something was wrong, he just said, "I'm tired. Work's been crazy." But it was more than that. He became distant. His phone never left his pocket. He stopped calling me during the day. My heart knew before my mind admitted it. Then one day, he said he needed to go on a business trip. I smiled and told him to be safe, but my stomach twisted. He was gone for 3 days. When he returned, he didn't hug me, didn't ask about the kids, just muttered, "I'm exhausted." Then came the final crack. My friend Sarah walked into the flower shop, her face pale. "Claire, I saw Tom yesterday. Okay?" He wasn't alone. There was a woman. They were holding hands. "I'm sorry." The room spun. My fingers went cold. I closed the shop early and waited for him at home. That night, I asked, "Are you seeing someone else?" He didn't deny it. "Yes," he said. "I'm sorry. I didn't mean for it to happen. Are you leaving me?" He looked down. "I love her." He packed a bag, walked out the door. And just like that, my world collapsed. I couldn't sleep, couldn't eat. I sat in the kitchen for hours, staring at the empty chair where he once drank his morning coffee. The house felt enormous, hollow. Every corner whispered his name. When the girls came home, I told them the truth. Abby cried. Sophie just asked, "Why did Dad do this?" I didn't have an answer. "He's still your father," I said. "Respect him," but he hurt me deeply. The nights were the worst. The silence was deafening. The bed, ice cold. Then, one afternoon, Sarah came again. "Claire, come with me, just for an hour." "I can't. You need this. Trust me." She took me to the children's hospital where she volunteered. She introduced me to a little girl named Ellie, bald, frail, but glowing. "Want to see my drawing?" Ellie asked. "Of course." She held up a picture of the sun and 2 stick figures holding hands. "That's me and my mom," she said. "We go to the park in my dreams." Tears stung my eyes. "Do you get to go outside?" I asked. Not yet, but maybe one day. That night, I couldn't stop thinking about her. The next morning, I brought flowers and cookies to the hospital. The kids smiled. I stayed for hours. Soon I was going every week. I read stories, painted with the children, listened to the mothers who never went home, who slept in chairs beside hospital beds. I found donors, raised money for medicine, and slowly I began to feel alive again. I wasn't just a woman who was left. I was someone who brought hope. My daughters noticed. "You're different, Mom," Abby said one day. "You're strong," Sophie added. We started cooking together again, walking, laughing, healing. 10 years passed. The girls grew up, moved out, started their own lives. I stayed at the flower shop, still visited the hospital, still helped the kids. Then, on one Mother's Day, someone knocked on my door. It was Tom. Tom looked older. His once dark hair was almost white, his eyes tired, shoulders slightly hunched. He held a small overnight bag in one hand and an even heavier burden in the other. Regret. "Hi, Claire," he said. "Can we talk?" I stood frozen at the doorway. I hadn't seen him in over a decade. I don't know what to say," I whispered. He nodded slowly. "I don't want anything. I made a mistake. And I'm sorry." The silence between us stretched like a canyon. "Come in," I said quietly. "You can stay in the guest room." He stepped inside, slowly, like someone entering a chapel. That night, I barely slept. I lay in the dark, replaying old memories. The day we bought this house, the smell of pancakes on Saturday mornings, the cold ache of the day he left. I also thought of Ellie at the hospital, her smile, her strength, how she gave me a reason to stand again. The next morning, I found Tom in the kitchen, hesitantly making coffee. "Good morning," he said. I only nodded and handed him a clean mug. We drank in silence. Later, I saw him in the backyard, fixing the broken garden fence. He moved slower than before, but there was care in every nail he hammered. He didn't ask for thanks. He didn't explain himself. He just worked. That evening I made dinner, roasted chicken and rice, a simple meal. Tom sat down at the table. "It smells just like it used to," he said. "No one cooks like you." I didn't respond. We ate quietly. After, he stood up to help me with the dishes. "I've got it," I said. He paused, then nodded, and disappeared down the hallway into the guest room. A few days later, Abby and Sophie came to visit. They were shocked to see Tom. "Dad?" Sophie asked. "What are you doing here?" He looked down. "I made a mistake. I hurt your mother. I want to fix it. If she'll let me." The girls pulled me aside. Abby said, "Mom, you don't have to let him stay. We can take care of you." I smiled. "I know, but I need time to think." That night, I sat on the porch, wrapped in a blanket, looking at the stars. Can people really change? He broke me once. Could I ever trust him again? But he was also the father of my children. He had held our daughters when they were sick, worked overtime for braces and ballet lessons. He had once loved me deeply. The next morning, he repaired the garage door. Then he cleaned the windows, fixed a broken kitchen chair. Day by day, he worked quietly around the house, never demanding anything. Then came the moment that broke me again, but in a different way. My granddaughter Emma, Abby's little girl, came running into the house and saw Tom. "Grandpa!" she shouted and flew into his arms. Tom's eyes welled with tears as he hugged her. It was the first time I saw him truly smile in years. Later, she took my hand and said, "Grandma, can we all go to the park together? Like in the pictures?" I wanted to say no, but I looked into her eyes. "Okay," I said softly. At the park, Emma ran toward the swings. Tom and I sat on a bench. "Thank you for letting me come back," he said. I looked straight ahead. "I haven't decided yet, Tom." "I understand," he replied. "I'll wait as long as it takes." More days passed. One morning, my friend Sarah visited. She raised her eyebrows when she saw Tom watering the garden. After he stepped away, she asked, "You okay with this?" "I don't know," I said honestly. "Sometimes I feel like screaming. Other times, I feel sorry for him." She nodded. Forgiveness isn't about forgetting, but maybe it's a door you open, even a little, when you're ready. That night, I made breakfast for two. I called Tom to the table. He looked surprised, almost nervous. I looked him in the eye and said, "I don't know if I can forgive you completely, but I want to try." His eyes filled with tears. "Thank you, Claire. I'll spend the rest of my life trying to make it right." We didn't go back to how we were. We started something new. We talked, really talked, about the past, about the pain, about the children. He told me everything, how lost he had felt, how blind he'd been. He admitted his selfishness. He didn't make excuses. One evening, we sat in the garden. The sky burned orange above us. "I don't expect you to forget," he said, "but I hope someday you'll forgive." I took a breath. "I will. But not all at once. You'll have to earn it." Every day, he nodded. "I will." Now I wake up to the sound of him brewing coffee. Sometimes he brings me a cup in bed. "Careful," I joke. "Don't spill it this time." He laughs. I laugh too. It's not perfect. It's not how I imagined growing old. But it's something honest, something real. Forgiveness isn't easy. It takes time, patience, courage. Maybe one day our family will feel whole again. Not the same as before, but something new, something stronger, something built from the ashes.